County Schools says it found high levels of lead in some water sources in some of its schools. The district says it tested water lines during spring break of this year.
10 News reporter Vinay Simlot joins us to explain what this means and how widespread of a problem lead is in Tennessee schools. Vinay?
Robin, the federal government says any amount of lead concentration over 15 parts per billion in a water source is too much, and schools should take that source offline. But as you'll see, one scientist tells us no amount of lead in water is safe.
You cannot see, you cannot taste, you cannot smell. The only thing you can do is to get it tested.
You can't see it, but it's there. Blount County Schools says it's found elevated levels of lead after testing water fountains and sinks in its schools.
Take those out of the system and don't let students get exposed to it. That's a good idea.
The district spokesperson Amanda Vance says crews took those water sources out of service once they found out about the elevated levels. Environmental engineering professor Chung Hee says lead exposure can affect a child's nervous system and their brain.
The goal is zero. Lead is not good, no matter what.
The EPA says most of the time lead gets into water from old pipes and faucets, mostly those made from copper and lead, and not PVC like in newer construction.
If the pipe has lead in it, the material has lead in it, gradually the lead would dissolve from that piping material into the drinking water.
It's not a problem unique to Blount County Schools. In 2019, Knox County Schools and Sevier County Schools both reported elevated levels of lead in their water sources. Statewide, since 2018, 53 school districts reported elevated levels of lead. That's about a third of all of the school districts in the state. The Department of Health says it requires districts to periodically test for lead and implement changes based on the results to make sure students aren't exposed.
We drink water all the time. Kids drink water all the time from the water fountain.
Now, that UT professor says the only way to know if your child is exposed to harmful amounts of lead is to get a blood test. And if you think your child was exposed, he says you should talk to your doctor. Blount County Schools says it's flushing all of the systems with elevated lead levels and retesting. John and Robin.
All right, Vinay Simlot on the story. Thank you, Vinay.